Hi again, everyone. It's still Sunday. It's now 10:49 a.m. here. I just wanted to say one more quick thing about the Bud fight. Now, this isn't a justification. It's just the truth. I think so. It's just the truth. It's not me saying anything for or against the point I'm making. I'm just making the point. I do agree. Now, a lot of people will disagree with me. Some people will even be mad at me or whatever. I do agree that Porter was ahead prior to the stoppage. But I just don't always look at that because Bud isn't a based on who's ahead type of fighter. Bud always is planning to stop you. So he's not fighting each round to win on the scorecards. I'm not saying that's wise, and I'm not saying that's not wise. I just know that Bud doesn't fight to rack up cards or rack up rounds, rather. He fights to study the fighter and then kind of times when he's ready to do a stoppage. And so even though Porter was up, and I'm not taking anything away from Porter, I never really look at Bud's fights as, but he couldn't win on the rounds 1 through 6, or he couldn't win on the rounds 1 through 8, because Bud is fighting so that he can figure you out and stop you. He's not fighting to be ahead on the rounds. And again, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just an observation I made. Bud feels like he has 12 rounds to stop you. And so if he goes up to 11 rounds and he's down, then maybe one day it'll catch up with him. But so far, the way he has been mind-setting his fights, they've worked out for him so far. Something could happen one day where there's an injury, or for some reason it has to be stopped early and it has to go to the cards. Then yeah, he would be in trouble if he's down on the rounds. But again, Bud doesn't fight to say, okay, it's round 7, I'm up 5 rounds, or it's round 7, I'm up 4 rounds. He doesn't fight like that. He'll take losses and take losses and take hits until he knows he can execute his coup de grace. And again, that's just my observation. Cuss me out if you disagree. That's just my observation of how Bud fights. Would I fight that way? No, I would rather secure rounds. I would rather secure rounds because anything could happen at any point in time, a headbutt or anything. Look what happened with the Brazilian fighter last night. Falcao was his name. He got headbutted and they had to go to the cards. That could happen, but can't control every fight where things like that won't happen. So I think he should focus more on winning rounds instead of having so many rounds to study a fighter, to take hits, to be down. Like he just fights like that. But tell me what you think, even if you strongly disagree. And thank you for listening to all of my boring little video rants. Thank you. Goodbye.